Michelle, against left-handed pitchers coming into this game. Oklahoma hitting .456 off of left-handed pitchers and only 9 strikeouts and 125 plate appearances. So a team that handles left-handed pitching pretty well so far this year.
Mike Burwell behind the plate. Brandon Bloom at first, Dustin Douglas at third, our umpires tonight. And action already for Haley Lee. She's 1 for 5 this season with the bases loaded.
And to your point, Amanda, just 2 of the 9 hitters are left-handed for Oklahoma. And Lee has been especially good against lefties. 3 home runs, a .533 batting average against the Southpaws.
They are number 1 in the country as a team, home runs per game. The last inning they were in against Tulsa included a grand slam in the 7th inning for Alyssa Brito the other night. Away in the dirt, 2-0.
Almost to me, it looks like the ball is slipping out of her hand a little bit on some of these pitches. You see that? And immediately Taylor Tuck had to go out and talk to her.
Just not a lot of room, too, because as we mentioned, she steps across a little bit so that arm slides, it hits that hip, and it just squeezes the ball out, especially if you don't have a good grip, a little bit of perspiration.
Allie Lee, the 5th-year transfer from Texas A&M, former All-American when she was in Aggie Land. It's now up 3-0.
You got to absolutely take right here, right?
Yeah.
She's just not even come close to the strike zone.
If you follow the Sooners and you're wondering why she's not wearing number 45, by the way, left it back at the Hodel. So had to pick up a new jersey, and it just happens to be the number that she wore at Texas A&M. So there you go, 2-5. 2 outs, bases loaded. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And Maxwell walks in a run. It's her 3rd free pass of the inning. 1-0 Oklahoma. And every coach that we talk to, guys, that gets ready to play Oklahoma, the first thing they say is, you can't help them.
No, you can't.
You can't give them a freebie.
Well, because on the year, they just have it coming into today's game, 113 strikeouts. So they've had 2 in this inning. So 115 strikeouts, but to 191 walks, including 3 more. So that puts them at 194.
Here's Grace Lyons, one of the veterans of their back-to-back national championships. Their 5th title in the last 9 years. And in the last decade, they have been in the championship series 7 times. That's how good the run has been.
So much credit to Oklahoma for being so patient. Some of these have just been blatant balls, yes, but some of them have been really close pitches to the zone. They've been a couple good takes.
Well, I'm sure when John went out to talk to Kelly, Patty was talking to her offense and saying, look, you're not swinging until you get a strike.
Catches the corner, 2-1.
You know, Kelly, too, you can see the orange towel that she has in her back pocket that she's using, but underneath that is a little bit of a gorilla, they call it a gorilla grip, and I'm surprised she's not using that a little bit more. Help that grip.
Lyons sends that one the opposite way. Carwile has it. And they leave them loaded, but 1 run is in as Oklahoma State picks up the bats when we come back. For National Player of the Year honors, when Patty Gasso says the mojo's back, and that's trouble for opponents.
Yeah, Jordy Ball, as a freshman, was a first-team All-American pitcher. She'll move the ball up in the zone with her rise ball and down in the zone with her drop ball, as well as her changeup. She is a north and south pitcher. This is where she gets the majority of her swings and misses, up in the zone, up and into a right-handed hitter with her rise ball, and that same side of the plate down in the zone with her drop ball. She'll also mix in that changeup. She changes speeds very well, gets a ton of swings and misses, very similar to Kelly Maxwell.
Played through the pain of an arm injury the second half of the season last year. Still managed to make huge contributions for them in their postseason run towards the national championship. And after a bit of a slow start to this season, she has worked her way back into top form. Has not allowed a run in her last 10 appearances. That goes back to March, so over a month since the Texas series. And a home run for Mia Scott. Here's a look at your lineup, and one of the best new additions in the country is right at the top with Rachel Becker. One of the most improved players in the country, Kylie Naomi. Now, she went from All-American a couple of years ago to the numbers falling off last season, and now right back up towards that All-American conversation again.
Oklahoma State lineup familiar with Jordy Ball, saw her last year, and one of the things about this OSU offense is they came out very hot at the beginning of the year. Last couple games, the batting average is a little bit lower.
And Rachel Becker opens things up with a walk. So the leadoff aboard, tying run is on after Oklahoma State dodged a big one in the top half of the inning. The one run in, but the Sooners left the bases loaded. As Kelly Maxwell struggled to find the strike zone, will that carry over into the bottom of the inning? Here's Talon Edwards, the freshman, from just south of Oklahoma City, and the Michelle Smith Award recipient.
Great athlete. Another one of those young kids that should actually be a senior in high school, but graduated early.
They can't wait to be a part of this bedlam.
Absolutely.
Tired of watching the stands. They want to be out on the field. You can tell Jordy Ball throws with good velocity. Throw in the upper 60s, will hit 70 miles an hour. She's so competitive with that confidence and swag that she has in the circle. It's, depends, will she get the ball in the big games? Even pitched that game in Hall of Fame Stadium against Texas.
Wants it. Loves this environment. Feeds off of it.
And she gets her to reach. First strikeout for Ball, one away.
Ron, this is what Ball does so well, is that she'll work from ahead and then she'll expand the zone. And that last pitch against Talon Edwards, she just, on an 0-2 pitch, gets Edwards to just fish for a pitch that is well off the plate. That's a drop ball. It's slightly elevated, but it's way out. You can see the way that Kinsey Hansen, the catcher, is set up on that outer half.
Talon Edwards passing on information to the rest of the hitters on deck and in the dugout about what she saw.
Here is Naomi. From a 224 hitter last year up to 368 this season. The grad student out of Lafayette, Louisiana, is playing in her 256th career game. That's more than any active player in the college game.
She has anchored that shortstop position since she arrived in Stillwater.
Let's see if Kenny Gajewski gets a little aggressive too on the bases. A lot of teams are hesitant to run on the Sooners. Becker's 9 for 9 in her attempts. Looking to generate some offense. The struggles over the last 9 games, a lot of that has been, Kenny told us we've been hitting it hard, just not at the right time. The risk of the 2-out hits.
I think getting them on, just not getting them over to Samora.
Naomi doesn't chase the Rileys.
We talked about the swing and miss rate for Kelly Maxwell, who's the best in the country, but just behind her is Jordy Ball. A few percentage points down at 37% of the swings that are taken against her swing and misses.
2-2 pitch. Worked out.
Be interesting to see if they put Becker in motion on a 3-2 count.
Becker goes. Pitch is fired off.
I would back off. I would have done it too. I mean, you have to be careful. Obviously, anything out of the zone, you don't want your hitter swinging. You don't want to strike him out, throw him out. But I like that. Good pitch. And when he hits it, slightly foul.
Tries to take off that double play opportunity too. Force out at second, the ball's on the ground. I mean, we're only in the first inning, and every pitch just feels so intense.
Yeah.
This rivalry game that we're only in the bottom of the first, and every pitch just, you can tell, feels like it means so much in this game.
Well, you know you got to start out well, right? You got to stay close. You got to start believing and building a little confidence against Oklahoma. Maybe make the Sooners start thinking about what's going on a little bit. It was a tight game the other day against Tulsa. They finally broke through in the seventh.
Well, Oklahoma's pitching staff as of late has been really good. Their last 4 games, they have given up no walks. So that's the first walk in the last 4 games. 29 strikeouts for the staff. They've given up just 2 runs. So when Oklahoma gives you a gift, a walk, a leadoff walk, you've got to be able to do something with it. And that's important right there, the energy. When Naomi turned around and threw her back, there was some motion, some energy out of her, and that's what the Cowgirls need, because that's been lacking just a little bit these last 7 or 8 games where they've struggled a little bit.
So that is 5 walks in the first inning for the 2 All-Americans, the 2 co-Big 12 pitchers of the year from last season. Here's Michaela Wark. Redshirt freshman out of Frisco, Texas, who started her career at Kansas before transferring in. RBI opportunity here. Tying run at second, the go-ahead at first with just the 1 out.
You know, we talk a lot about Oklahoma's offense, and rightfully so for the numbers that they put up for the past 3 years, but their pitching and their team ERA on the season is best in the country. But then when you look inside the Big 12 play, you guys, you're not going to believe this. Their team ERA in Big 12 play is .44. Jordy Ball, .21. She's only given up 1 earned run in Big 12 play.
The numbers are staggering.
Well, when you talk about what they've been doing, you know, they're 15-0 in the league this year. And during this 38-game win streak, only 5 opponents have scored more than 1 run on them, so they don't come easy. And a chance here right away for the Pokes.
After she offers that swing right there, Michelle, I'm going right back to something out of the zone. I'm not
Upstairs.
coming anything close. the ladder a little bit more? What do you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. About the home run.
Work in foul territory. Sanders gloves it. So she did go back upstairs to get the second out.
Surprised though it wasn't even more out of the zone.
You thought it should have been a run or two up?
Yeah, a runner too, yeah. You can tell that she's a little nervous or amped up or adrenaline running because a couple of walks and just noticing the location of some of her pitches. Some of these misses are really big misses that she's throwing to these hitters. We saw the same thing from Kelly too on the other side.
Here's Cheyenne Factor. Grad student from Yukon, Oklahoma, launches that deep to left. Back it goes, and out of here! 3-run home run! Cowgirls on top! Absolutely crushed her 4th of the season.
And Cheyenne Factor was smart. The senior goes up, first pitch swinging. You know why? She saw her teammate, Work, get a first pitch strike that was fat. Work did not throw at her. Factor's going up saying, hey, if she puts that down Broadway, I'm going to go get it. And she does. She barrels that up and blasts that out of the park. A 3-run shot for Factor. Her 4th home run of the year puts the Cowgirls up.
Second game in a row, Cheyenne has gone yard.
Well, and Michelle, too, you could tell that she had backed off the plate. She had given herself room on the inner half. Again, when you look at the heat map of Jordy Ball, she likes to throw on her arm side up and into a right-handed hitter. And Cheyenne Factor, Michelle, just went up looking for a pitch on the inner half.
Caitlin Carlisle.
And aggressive. A lot of dominant pitchers like a Jordy Ball, but they want to get ahead early, especially in pressure situations. It's probably the best pitch you're going to see at times.
So during this 38-game win streak, the Sooners have trailed for a grand total of 10 innings. They will trail after the first in this one. Just a question of how much. Cheyenne Factor, the 3-run shot, has rattled OU early.
That's huge to answer that.
Well, the 3 passes as well.
Yes.
You know, hurting Jordy Ball.
Should have been a solo shot, right, Smitty?
Yep.
Don't get her started.
Well,
Matt.
and
2 base runners were free.
Yeah, you talk to a lot of coaches, and they'll say, look, in today's environment, it's tough to keep the ball in the yard. We can live with the solo shot.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
what happened before the solo shot that becomes a 2 or a 3-run home run.
First earned runs Ball has given up in over a month. The first home run since that Texas game we talked about on March 31st. Two-one to Carlisle out of Purcell, Oklahoma. She's got a hit in 7 of her last 8 games.
And give credit to Rachel Becker for leading off this game. First time hitting off the Jordy Ball, first Bedlam game that she's played in, and drawing the walk to start off this inning.
Well, they had cashed in their chance after Oklahoma did not. Remember, the Sooners had the bases loaded in that first inning. They only got 1 home. And now both starting pitchers have walked 3 batters. Better make sure your pantry's loaded tonight, folks. Send the kids out, throw a few more beverages in the fridge. You might need them. We could be here a while. There's Morgan Wynn. That is laced. And over the head of Riley Boone, it will reach the wall. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Second extra base hit off of Ball this inning.
She had only given up one in Big 12 play coming into this game, and now Oklahoma State, as you mentioned, 2 in the same inning. Morgan Wynn is a player who's gotten hot and more aggressive as the season has gone on, goes up swinging early in the count. These Oklahoma hitters are having a lot of success on the first pitch, going up and being aggressive against ball.
Well, guys, we talked about the timely hits being the issue, right, for this poor stretch for Oklahoma State. Not the case tonight. Hitting with runners in scoring position, hitting with 2 outs.
All those situational statistics that are so important.
Chance to get a couple more in. Taylor Tuck, the 8th to the plate. The hometown girl. Ball gets the swing and the miss, but the early lead for the Pokes.
You can tell, Michelle, that Cheyenne Factor slowed her heart rate down, which is so hard. This is bedlam. It's chaotic, but Oklahoma State answers back after Oklahoma puts one up on the board in the top of the first. A 3-run home run by Factor.